It proved how serious Coinbase is. This is serious business. Certainly, we should pay heed to an alert that costs tens of millions of dollars. This is especially true when considering the profound impact on Shiba INU. Nevertheless, this is merely the initial stage, an even more momentous occasion. This is on the horizon. Your delightful surprise will be mine, I promise. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Now I'll explain it more thoroughly. Hello and thank you for visiting Wealthy Coin, your daily dose of Shiba. If Shiba is something that piques your interest, you have come to the right place. Remain ahead of the curve in the cryptocurrency market and remain informed about all the newest news projections by subscribing. Make sure to hit the like button to receive more SHIB news. Exciting new developments have been making headlines recently. I think about the latest announcement made by the massive cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase. Not long ago, they came clean about their $25 million contribution to Fair Shake, a big crypto-focused political action committee. Coinbase is gearing up for a strong lobbying effort ahead of the US elections. The Bitcoin community is obviously quite excited about these elections. On top of that, things aren't perfect. An impending storm is developing. In view of notable personalities like Joe Biden's condemnation of Bitcoin, accusations of crypto persecution have been prompted by the enormous shockwaves generated by his most recent veto. On the other hand, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong is speaking out. What he means is that crypto electors must act now. Politicians will disregard our concerns, as long as they fail to see that opposing cryptocurrency is a losing battle. Join forces with the pro-crypto candidates and ignore the naysayers. In the crypto world, this goes beyond a simple political disagreement. We must secure our place in the digital world. The $25 million contribution by Coinbase is a precursor to some very interesting things to come. Consequently, fasten your seatbelts. In the months to come, there will be a plethora of excitement. This, though, is not the main reason I am so pumped up today. An enormous revelation will kick off today's proceedings. Bitcoin exchange-traded funds in the United States saw a significant rise of $105 million yesterday, marking the 15th day in a row of net inflows. The significance of this development cannot be overstated. Indeed, we have seen far longer cycles of inflows in the past. The inflows stopped and turned into outflows as soon as people started to feel too much happiness. This change happened in April, if you remember. After the inflows went negative, many thought we wouldn't see any longer periods of inflows again. But right now, Bitcoin ADAS has been seeing inflows for 15 days in a row. People are feeling a mix of cautious optimism and excitement. Others are wary because they know how quickly things can change, but many are hopeful that this trend means the crypto sector has a bright future. Everyone is watching the possibility that this trend will continue or that history may repeat itself with a mix of optimism and concern. One minor feature is responsible for this, but it will soon have far-reaching consequences for Shiba INU. That will be taken care of later. Nonetheless, another major finding was made today as well. Cryptocurrency long-term holders have resumed their accumulation for the first time since December. Even if money flowing into Bitcoin ETFs is great news, some could argue that we shouldn't get our hopes up too quickly. This perspective makes sense to some. Conventional investors see it as just adding cryptocurrency to their portfolios, not a true belief in the revolutionary power of cryptocurrencies. From this vantage point, it's less of an endorsement of the cryptocurrency movement and more of a financial plan. But now that the initial Bitcoin holders are coming back, the excitement is undeniable. They had stopped actively amassing at one point. Concurrently, people were getting ready for the approval of a Bitcoin ETF, which is rather interesting. Because of the widespread disruptions this event produced, these seasoned participants were busy amassing Bitcoin holdings while they were still relatively cheap. A Bitcoin ETF, they realized, would allow billions of dollars to flood in. Indeed, they were spot on. After the Bitcoin ADF was approved, billions of funds poured into the cryptocurrency, which had a significant impact on its price. The old whales seem to have been right about their strategic wager, as it turned out to be quite lucrative. Moreover, it seems like they're back to accumulating again. One possible explanation is that this is because the Ethereum ADF, which was recently approved and is set to start trading this month, is to blame. Some say that the 15-day inflows into the Bitcoin ETF are the reason Bitcoin is having a comeback. There is logic in both arguments. The approval of the Ethereum ETF has the potential to draw investors and attention, and the recent uptick in Bitcoin's price could be a sign of a market awakening. What is certain, though, is that one thing is certain regardless of the right viewpoint. there is optimism among the crypto billionaires. Their return to accumulation suggests a sense of certainty over the market's future trajectory. Thus, investors are keenly watching their activities as they negotiate these exciting changes in the crypto industry. So, how is everything really working behind the scenes? Examining the data stored on the blockchain is the first step. According to the latest Bitfinex Alpha report, long-term Bitcoin holders have changed their strategy, suggesting a change in the market's dynamics. The selling pressure from these investors has reduced, according to Bitfinex experts, because there has been a significant surge in purchasing activity. We are witnessing a pivotal shift, the dramatic reduction in Bitcoin reserves on exchanges. Since February is a key factor in the recent price surge and might set the stage for even more price increases. But you might be asking why I'm even bringing up Bitcoin now. To what extent does it resemble the Shiba Inu? You see, Shiba Inus are highly vulnerable to Bitcoin price swings, as I've mentioned before in my recordings. But doubt has been on the rise recently, and people are looking for proof before believing anything. And thus, we move forward. The price of Shiba Inus usually rises in step with the market as a whole, and Bitcoin in particular. Nonetheless, when the market is down, Shiba Inus sometimes lose a lot of money. Especially noticeable in late April, this pattern has continued throughout the current year. For example, between April 23rd and May 1st, Bitcoin's price dropped 15%, reaching $56,000, its lowest point in 3 months. Curiously, the Shiba Inu followed suit, plunging to new depths on May 1st after a severe drop on April 23rd. This is a significant drop of 23.5% that happened at the same time as Bitcoin experienced similar downward pressure. Shiba Inu and Bitcoin's synchronized price movement highlights their significant link. The fact that Shiba Inus often catch a cold when Bitcoin sneezes is an example of how interdependent these cryptocurrencies are in the market ecology. Data from the block market shows that over the last 30 days, Shiba Inu has shown a connection of 79% with Bitcoin. There is a strong positive link between the price swings of Shiba Inu and Bitcoin, suggesting that the two have closely tracked one another. Even while 79% doesn't seem like much, it's actually rather big in the world of statistics. There is a strong association between the price swings of Shiba Inu and Bitcoin with a correlation of 79%. Basically, when Bitcoin goes up or down, Shiba Inu will probably go in the same direction about 79% of the time. The correlation between the two cryptocurrencies' market behavior highlights how closely they are tied. Now, moving back to the current Bitcoin investor excitement, an interesting development has occurred. In case the 15 days of inflows have failed to grab your interest, the details I'm about to reveal might just do the trick. In terms of total ETF inflows for BlackRock and Fidelity this year, Bitcoin 8 gifts have been a major contributor. To put that in perspective, Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchuanes has highlighted the fact that these Bitcoin 8 gifts have generated 26% of BlackRock's and Fidelity's total inflows, respectively, citing data from intelligence. Bitcoin Trust in BlackRock's a share in the wise origin of Fidelity, according to data from Farsight Investor. Since its launch about 5 months ago, Bitcoin and Money have received a total of $16.6 billion and $8.9 billion in investments, respectively. In addition, the fact that Bitcoin ADFs constitute 26% and 56% of their total is completely ridiculous. The fact that BlackRock offers 429 exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and Fidelity 70 shows how seriously big financial companies take Bitcoin, especially considering the variety of